Hey, what's going on, guys? Donkey here, and welcome back to the channel. So we're playing a little bit of Prey, and basically I'm about 7 hours into the game right now. What a little bit different, and that's going to give you guys a rundown, at least my thoughts, my opinions, quote unquote, a review of my 7 hours into Prey. And then what I'll probably end up doing is providing a little more feedback on the game as well as we dive deeper into this game. My understanding is it's probably around a 20 to 22 hour mark, predicated on what you do, could be longer as well. So initially, the whole thing with Prey, real quick, it just reminds me of a Bioshock in deep space mixed with Deus Ex. That's about the best way I can describe the game. It has that Bioshock-esque feel to it. As you can see, there's blood splattered all over the place. Graphically, the game's actually pretty good. There are games out there that do have sharper, cleaner graphics, but the color palette in the game isn't too bad. As you can see, the water here looks pretty good. And what I'm doing is I'm walking back and forth, and you may or may not be able to hear it, but I mean, obviously the sound in the game is one of the stronger points. As I'm walking through the water, I can hear the difference in footsteps on the tile versus walking through the water itself. In the game itself, I mean, so far I've faced like mimics and phantoms and different kind of phantoms, the ones that are purple that float around and which are extremely difficult to beat. So what I'm going to do, because I'm in the middle of a story, instead of progressing down to the guts, we're going to go back up to the top layer, or at least I'm going to try to attempt to go back up that way. So that must have been the back side of where I was at earlier. Basically, I'm just going to roam around, let you guys kind of check out the game. As far as upgrades, neuromods, I mean, this is what I've done so far. Obviously, I have a lot more to do in the game itself. These are the weapons that I primarily use, which are going to be the wrench and, of course, the shotgun. And I do use the glue gun, which is really cool because in the game, you can use the glue gun. I initially was like, hey, let's use it for weapons, but you can actually do things with it. I'm going to show you if I can get back to another area here. Let's see. You can use the glue gun to get to places that are generally inaccessible. The developers did put some thought into this thing, like right here. If you step up to it, there's an arc coming up, and well, as you can tell, because of the arc there, it'll kill you. I mean, you're dead. So, come on, let's go ahead and load it back up. So basically, you can use the glue gun to place like a ball of glue over the arcing element, which I apparently failed to do. And it will stop it from arcing for a short period of time. So let's see. Yeah. The one other aspect of the game that I thought was really cool is you can save at any point and not rely on an auto save, which I thoroughly enjoy, to be honest with you. So let's. I don't want to jump down into the hole. I'm sure that's something else. I just got to find my way back out of this shithole. This is the way we went. I do not want to go that way. Your flashlight, if you didn't tell from earlier, it does run out of juice. It does recharge. So you have to keep an eye on that. As you can tell, the little bar there is starting to go back up on the left lower corner. So overall, I really enjoyed my time in Prey. See, that just bounced off of it and do a good job there. So now you can just run past it and not even have to worry about it. My only bitch is this right here, and this is something you guys are going to see. And basically, it's the load screens when you transverse from one area to another. And I've heard other YouTubers complain about this. It's the load screen that you have to wait on. They're not horribly bad, but they are present in the game. And that is something you need to be aware of if you're going to play this. It's not a seamless transition from one area to another. So basically, you got to sit here and wait for 45 seconds, a minute, however long it takes to progress to get through this load screen. So, I mean, that is unfortunate. I wish the developers could have implemented a seamless transition there, but for whatever reason, I'm assuming it has to do with just the amount of detail that they put into the game, that they had to break it up this way to actually load it in fragments. There's a lot of things you can do as far as picking up items in the game. I mean, there's a ton of stuff to pick up, almost pretty much anything you can think of, which kind of reminds me of Half-Life. So we can throw a Half-Life into the mix of, BioShock as well, and Deus Ex. So those are the three games that I would say closely represent this type of game. So if you're into sci-fi, if you enjoyed BioShock, you enjoyed Half-Life, you enjoyed the Deus Ex, especially with the modifications that you can do to enhance your abilities, as I was showing you earlier. That's going to be on the neuromods to give you enhanced abilities from hacking to increasing your wrench power, aka BioShock, wrench lurker. Let's see, there are chipsets that you can put, which I haven't done this yet, the Psycho Shock, and I think that's kind of what we're in the process of doing. But then you have suit chipsets that you can obviously install as well. So again, there's a lot of stuff to this game, and it's just really cool because you can search bodies, you can pick up things. There's an actual recycle bin in this game, which I didn't even know about. It took me a little bit to figure that out. So, this is one of the phantoms that I killed. And I'll see if I can find a recycle bin to show you guys, which is really cool. Because basically you pick up scrap throughout the game, junk. There's another one of those. Yeah, it's right there. Let me do this real quick. Yeah, that didn't work out well. And I don't have the repair ability yet. Yeah, I've already fixed this. So basically, let me show you. So you take, this is like all junk that I picked up. Hold down. I'm playing this on the PS4, by the way, if you can't tell, the Pro. Hold down to transfer all of your junk items over into this recycler. Come over here, get recycled. And then you can pick all this exotic stuff up, and you use this. And we cannot go through that door yet. I have not figured out how to get past that. And I may not be able to, but you can use the stuff in the recycled that you recycled to do upgrades and stuff. So here's a phantom. You can see this little guy walking right to me. And see, just like Alien Isolation, you can duck under desk. You can hide. And I don't know if you guys can tell. Probably not. But anyway, he can, there's a little symbol above his head, so as he walks around, you can tell if he sees you or not, predicated on if you're out in the open. I don't know where he went to. You can tell, like, just from me hiding, how the screen visually gets darker. And I hear this guy. There he is. I don't know why he has a question mark on his head. So, but as you can see, there's the outside of the building here. We're in the lobby, and this is the exterior. So I know some people were trying to compare this game to Prey, the original Prey. Unfortunately, this has nothing to do with that game. Nothing at all. Which was a good game in itself, but again, I kind of enjoy this game for what it is. And that is a sci-fi game that has really good sound. It has decent graphics to it. I think it has a decent storyline. Oh, whoa, see the little, right there above his head. I can't believe he didn't see me, but yeah, see the little bar there. Yep, he just saw me. And I would advise not hanging around. And there's a mimic. And these guys can be a pain in the ass. And you do have stamina. Alright. And that's what the old glue gun does. Jesus, dude, die. Wow. You seem kind of more tough than a normal mimic. Normally I can knock those guys out in a couple of hits, but that dude was just not letting me do it. So.
Good afternoon, Talos. Security reminder. Sticky notes, even well-hidden ones, are not a secure means of storing your workstation password.
No, they are not. Multiple objectives. Yes, we do have multiple objectives. Escape pod key, and that's something we can't do right now. And then, of course, as far as objectives, you can see them right here, like who is December. And you can highlight them, get the key to Alex's escape pod, because where I'm at in the game, we have November, and that basically those are robots. These robots that you talk to. One of the other things that I noticed in this game as I'm roaming around and I've cleared out an area that has mimics or phantoms, periodically they will come back. And they come back in different places, and it's very random. So just something I thought was interesting as well. So yeah, with the game you can pick up boxes if you see an area up in the ceiling that you can't get to. Like you can literally use, see if I can climb up here. See, you can literally do this and climb up onto stuff, and I think that's really cool to be able to do that. If I can get back up here, there we go. So let's just.
Station leadership has issued an alert. All personnel should report to
there you go.
Immediately.
So I mean, it's really cool that the developers, I guess that's my point, it's really cool that the developers implemented a system to where you can utilize a gun, which I feel is primarily used to slow down the enemies, but use it to create like a makeshift stair in order to gain access to areas, and or there are boxes throughout the world that you can utilize in order to gain access to areas. I did that earlier on in the game. I had the glue gun, but I didn't use it. And I found some boxes, and I ended up stacking the boxes up on top of a desk, and then utilizing that extra height in order to gain leverage to an upper level that you normally wouldn't have access to unless I went a different way. So basically, the developers allowed for different styles of gameplay in this game if you so choose. So, so we're back out here. That dude's down there. This is just another recycle bin area here. And of course, this right here is going to be another area. You can always tell like where it has different labs, and it says travel. So you can pretty much tell that's where you're going to have to go. It's going to have that load screen. That's unfortunate. And there are ducts, like little air shaft ducts in the game too, which I missed until I found some and actually went inside of them. And those are really cool because you can gain access to, again, other levels or other areas that you normally wouldn't have. So one last thing, and we're going to go ahead and end the video. Let's see if I can get through here. This is Dr. Yu's office. And if you notice, this screen right here is actually damaged. So this, I don't know how many areas.
The security station in the lobby might have weapons.
And that would be January right there. But if you notice, that's an actual screen. It's called a looking glass. And so you can take, and I'm going to do this again. And if you notice, behind it, there's an area. So I just tripped into it. So you can bust this out and walk completely behind it. It's like a double-sided mirror, which I think is really cool. You'll have these areas right here. They're computers throughout the whole game. You need to access those computers to download maps. See if this repairs it. Does this repair the screen? So there you go. I got a fresh screen here. I think that's really neat. So again, I don't know how many of those are in the area or throughout the game, but I have a feeling there's probably a lot. So nothing is as it seems.
You've been
which I
trapped in
think's
the
really cool.
simulation for 3 weeks. Normally, the tests are only a few days long.
Yep. How you like that, January? I suppose I probably could kill January. I don't know that that would be a good idea.
It's a tactic to ease your natural suspicion. I'm sure you realize this. I mention it so that you'll know I'm earnest.
Here is the machine to where you can actually make... you'll find blueprints. That's something else I was thinking about. As you progress through the game, you find blueprints, and as you find blueprints, it gives you the ability to build hypos. You can build wrenches, glue canisters, med kits. So let's build a med kit. So you need ingredients in order to do that. As you can see, I don't have enough ingredients to build that med kit because it tells you what you need. So let's build shotgun shells. Let's see if I have that. See, I have enough of the ingredients. But anyway, basically you take the trash, you recycle it. There's a recycle there. You grab your trash after it converts it into usable materials and put it into this machine, the fabricator, and it creates stuff for blueprints that you pick up throughout the game. I find that really cool. I love it, and it's not a one-time thing. You can keep doing it. So there we go. I just got 12 shotgun shells. Haven't used this yet. Not even sure if this is even usable. It may be later on in the game, but I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the quick video, or a little lengthy video in this case, of just my experience so far in the game. I really think the story's cool.
I'll look for more neuromods while you're gone.
Yes, January, you go do that. I like how you can bust stuff. And see, obviously I have not done this. Let's see if we can walk around here. It's just kind of cool. And you can walk through things and just, I don't know. I think that's really neat that you have that ability. I probably can fly over to that too. And see, I picked up a part that gives me the ability to use the hovercraft. So basically I'm back on the other side now where I was at earlier. And too bad we can't get inside that elevator shaft. No, can't bust that. You can tell by the way it bounces off the glass. So anyway, hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. I know I've definitely enjoyed making this video to kind of explain little different aspects of Prey and then what I've encountered thus far. And from what I've been told, I have not seen nothing yet. So if you guys want to leave some feedback, talk about the game, feel free. I'd be more than happy to discuss it with you. Maybe you can share some of your experiences with me. Until next time, you guys, peace out.